I spoke with Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger last night at the Council on Foreign Relations. After a rough week for that stock, he addressed the losses in the foundry business.
We expect to break even in that business in the 2027 timeframe, and then turns nicely profitable as we go through the rest of the decade. We start to see ROIC, get to the double-digit range by the end of the decade. But part of the problem is we had to significantly overinvest to get back to competitive. Right, so we were years behind. So we had to churn capital and R&D investments to catch up, and that's expensive. And when I build a new factory, it takes me 4 to 5 years to build the factory. So I'm investing $30 billion of capital before I get a penny of revenue. Right, and then you got to ramp that new factory, so that takes a couple, 3 years, and it doesn't even start producing profits right out of a new factory for 7 or 8 years. Right, so it's hard to pay for your cost of capital at those investments, in a short period of time. So this is a long game in that regard. But semiconductors, yeah, it's a profitable industry if you're ready to go through these hard cycles, long-term investments. And our objectives as we think about chips and the long-term chips policies is we have to rebuild a vibrant ecosystem on American soil. We're on the financial journey to build it back. That said, we still have several years to go. Right? This is, if you want a great pop in your portfolio in the next 2 weeks, we're not it. But I don't want you. I want people who are committed to the strategic journey of rebuilding the most iconic technology company in American history, who is building long-term manufacturing capacity for the digital future that is more critical to every aspect of human life, the national security, and the economic engine. That's who I want as my investor, and that's a long-term, commitment. And we're well on our way to getting there, and we bounced off the bottom of the stock price when it was in the 20s. It was a great buy, so I bought a bunch.
So it sounds like you're saying Intel's not a meme stock?
Yeah, no.
We also discussed the impact of geopolitics as concerns about escalating tensions between Israel and Iran hit markets yesterday.
We seek peace as quickly as possible, and seeing that measured, right, in the international community is not particularly surprising at this point, given the human loss in Gaza. That said, our job is to continue running our business as well as we possibly can. Making sure we have good resilience. I'd also say part of our core strategy is building globally resilient supply chains, and whether it's Taiwan, Ukraine, or Israel, that's why we're doing this. We have to build resilience in the technology supply chains, and it underscores the importance of the essence of the strategy that I've laid out for Intel, the technology industry, and frankly, the Western world.